easy to advocate her role and move on because it's just too hard to develop the Hill District. She kept moving. And so if I had to ascribe a superpower to her, the power that I would ascribe to her is vision. A big part of the reason why we see Center Avenue being redeveloped the way that it is right now is because Marimba shared her vision with us. And when she shares her vision, you know that you've been given a gift. So Marimba, I'm going to ask you to come up now and say a few words. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. As Diamante mentioned, and thank you for the superpower, I appreciate that. As Diamante mentioned, it's an emotional moment for those of us who have witnessed the journey of our commercial corridor here in the Hill District and just the redevelopment in general. I'm going to start with a personal story about Mr. Hams. When many of you know that my father, Jake Malyans, was an elected official for the school board and then city council. He was an activist at heart. And there was a police brutality incident happening here on the Kirkpatrick, thank you, going up towards what was the public housing community. And so he intervened. And the police car rolled over his foot. It just became like a real spectacle, right? I was in 4th grade, so I was really embarrassed that this happened to my father. And that I got a phone call. How I learned about it was I got a phone call from Mr. Ham. And he said, hey, where's your mother? And I said, she's not here. He said, well, I need to get in touch with your mother. And I said, well, I don't know. He said, your father got arrested by the police. I said, well, what happened? Because, I was an inquisitive child, much like I'm an inquisitive adult. And he said, I don't know, baby. Just call your mother. My 4th grade self tried to find my mother because there weren't cell phones then. And we eventually did. But that is always my memory of Mr. Ham is telling me, baby, just call your mother. This is the answer of 4th grader's question. But it reminds me of the connectedness of the Hill District community, how we look out for each other, how we have an instinct about what's right, what's wrong, how we continue to look after one another when we think nobody's looking, right? And so I just want to pay tribute and homage to his legacy, to his work, and to what he meant to the Hill District community broadly. More specifically, I couldn't be more proud of the person who is going to inherit the legacy of this building. And I get emotional when I think of Tom Boyd and his journey, because Tom Boyd's been sitting on Center Avenue with vacant lots just like me, except I was on the 2nd floor at the Hill CDC building, and he was on the 1st floor for a long, long time. And we have encouraged one another.
Love you, babe.
Over the years, you cannot do this work without encouragement, consistency, and hope, right? And so a part of the vision that was laid out in the Center Avenue plan that was done with the Hill CDC and the entire community was to ensure ownership of Black-owned businesses and Black developers. And for those of you who have done or toiled in this kind of work in Pittsburgh, you know that is more than a notion to achieve that. It takes incredible commitment from a broad range of partners, public, private, community, and it takes a lot of capital. And I oftentimes tell people that the vacant parcels in our community are not symbolic of our vision for our community. That our community was dismantled over a period of years through demolition. And yet, we can see the final product. At least I can see the final product. But it's going to take people like Tom, others. You know, I want to shout out Donnie Kite also, who's been on this corridor for a minute, right? And how we assure that these public resources benefit the African American community, specifically the Hill District and its residents, and how we honor the community's vision that's been cast for years. So I thank you all for being here. I thank the URA, Councilman Lavelle, Representative Wheatley, Senator Fontana, I see you're here, and all of the funders and supporters. I see Neighborhood Allies at the F&B who have invested in this project because it's going to take, this is just an example of what has to happen all up and down this corridor. So I encourage you all to stay at the table. Mayor Peduto, sorry I didn't see you. This is what it's going to take. So I encourage you. We're under construction, New Granada Apartments. We're under construction here, and we got a lot more vacant lots to fill. So I'll see y'all here working.
Thank you so much for your remarks, Marimba. So our next speaker is Presley Gillespie, the president of Neighborhood Allies. I'm a proud board member of Neighborhood Allies, so it's been great to work with Presley and his team as they've supported Tom 24, which is the development entity created by Big Tom. They've been pivotal to the success of this project and the Center Avenue revitalization efforts thus far. Neighborhood Allies has contributed countless hours, blood, sweat, tears, hope, fear to this project, and also in the form of capital provided a $50,000 real estate accelerator program grant. So I want to invite Presley to the podium and share his superpower, which is partnership.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be brief. I know it's cold out here. I tell you, this is the type of development that we all talk about. You know, this is the type of development that you have someone born and raised in the neighborhood, someone that has, and I will say, you can't get to this place without integrity and you know, the social capital and all the way you've lived your life all these years. And I think someone like Mr. Tom Boyd Sr. is the epitome of what our neighborhoods should be. You know, at Neighborhood Allies, our mission is to engage residents and organizations with innovative tools that expand opportunity for transformative community change. Those tools, as we've already talked about, are financial tools, financial capital, social capital, intellectual capital. All those things have to come together to do what we're doing here today. This is a project that, to all the points, Marimba, Diamante, blood, sweat, and tears. I want to thank our team at Neighborhood Allies, Glenn Grayson Jr. Glenn, you know, when you came on board, you know, you said this is your dream job, and I believe that holds true. You were born to do this work. This guy has been pushing this rock uphill. The blood, sweat, the tears, the countless hours, and really he's been an inspiration for us. You know, Matt Madier, our Director of Real Estate, and his support, his leadership of our real estate work has been phenomenal, and I'm just so proud to work with these guys. Zach Thomas, tremendous work. Zach, I know you're here. Tremendous work as part of our team, and the countless partners, the URA, you know, First National Bank, PHFA, all of the partners. Again, we could not do this work without these partnerships, without partnerships based on trust. And that's something I think many institutions can learn about, how we build these trust-based partnerships to do a project like this. This is transformative community change. This is equitable development, the epitome of equitable development at its finest. And Neighborhood Allies could not be prouder and more honored to be on this journey with Mr. Tom Boyd Sr. So we're excited. Thank you for all of your support, all of your commitment, and we know that it's just begun. The sky is the limit. So thank you.
Before I bring up the next speaker, I want to add to something that Presley said, which is equitable development. This is also also intentional development. We are being very intentional about what we're doing. This is a slow, methodical way to do this. There are faster ways to develop the Hill District. It does not mean those are the correct ways to develop the Hill District. So, so before I bring up the next partner here, which is Brett Samanchko, the Senior Vice President of Corporate Community Development at First National Bank. He's helped to support make this project financially feasible, and that can't be understated. Grants alone will not deliver a project like this. You need major capital, you need major funding. And so the members of the BPG Lower Hill office partners are also here and present today and have helped to ensure. We've talked time and time again about whatever's happening in the Lower Hill has to provide economic benefit to what's going to happen here in the Middle Hill. And so this is showing you that connective tissue between that tower being built and the investments that are going to happen here in the Hill District. So F&B provided $450,000 in construction financing for the project, and BPG provided a $100,000 grant to make this publicly accessible open space to the community. And so I want to call their superpower money. I'll call it money, right? The capital's important, but I'm going to call it corporate citizenship, because they're going to be a neighbor to us here in this community, and it's going to be very, very important that they understand that the presence of that tower can't loom over the Hill District. It has to be a part of our connective tissue. So, Brett, I'm going to invite you to come up here and talk about a little bit of how F&B has helped to support this project.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm proud to be here to support, I should say, on behalf of FMB, to be a part of this entire project that is taking place and everything else that is going on here in the Hill District. Before I get started, I want to recognize all of the partners that are involved here, and I know they've been talked about, but I want to say the URA, Neighborhood Allies, PHFA, Zach Thomas, Lakeisha Bird, the Lower Hill Development Team, Aaron Reed, P.W. Campbell, and of course Tom Boyd on his vision of what he wanted. Let's give him a round of applause for that. Also want to thank all of our elected officials that are here today. This wouldn't be possible with all your work as well, so thank you for being here. Improving the quality of life in our communities by creating opportunities for individuals and businesses to achieve their goals is part of our core mission. Affordable housing and improving shared community spaces and investing in resources that empower people and create new avenues of economic opportunity for are part of the very foundation of those efforts. And for nearly 15 years, Big Tom's has been an important part of this community. And this project helps to make Big Tom not only part of the transformation that's underway here in the Hill District, but an important driver of that transformation. I want to thank all the businesses and individuals who supported this project. Big Tom's will offer an opportunity for a safe place for residents in the Hill to live and gather for many years to come. And in closing, I just want to say again, we're proud to be a part of this neighborhood now and looking forward to future partnership opportunities. So thank you guys.